Hey everyone, by now most of you have probably heard that we are going to be starting a church-wide book study where I am encouraging every member of this church to embark with me on reading one book together over the next number of weeks. Now, as y'all probably know, over the past year or so that I've been at the church, I have put together Bible and book studies that are outside of the worship hour, and they have met with some very good success. But one of the things that I have noticed is that there are some people who don't have the time in their schedules to carve out to be able to come up to the church after school or after work or during the weekends, that the only time they really have to come to the church is on Sunday mornings. And so I wanted to utilize the technology of 2019, namely our YouTube channel, which has seen a great amount of success since we've started it, and utilize it to do a book study with the entirety of the church. So my hope with this is that for those of you that have been faithful and been able to participate in the group Bible and book studies over the past year or so, I hope that you will be able to continue to do that. For those of you that haven't been able to because of your schedules or whatever the case may be, I hope that either A, you will be able to do that this time, as we'll be doing things on Tuesday nights, which is a different day of the week than we have been doing it, or you will be able to embark on this journey with us through the YouTube channel and through commenting and speaking and conversing on the comment section in the YouTube video as well as on Facebook. So the book that we are going to be reading together is called In His Steps, and you see the copy of it right here. I have a link to it on our Facebook page, which I will repost when I post this video, as well as the link being down in the description below this video. I encourage you to purchase this version of the book. As you will read, if you choose to read the prologue of this particular version of the book, I won't read the whole thing, it's just a couple pages though. But basically what ended up happening was, when it was originally written in 1895, the copyright that the original publisher used was not the correct one, ending up making the book public domain, which means that every publisher could possibly get their hands on it, could publish their own version of the book. Which means that some versions out there have the chapters in different places, have more chapters than this one, have less chapters than this one. Apart from the simple fact that the page numbers might be different, the chapters numbers might be different. And so that's why I would encourage you to purchase this particular version of In His Steps. However, if you've already got a copy, you can obviously still just use that one. It's the same story. As we go through, the first video for this series, for this book study, will be on October 2nd, which is this upcoming Tuesday. As most of y'all know, that's also our National Night Out celebration here at the church. So obviously we will not be meeting as a face-to-face group. So this first video that I'm going to post on the 2nd of October will be more of a introductory to the book and a way to start reading the book. But here in this video, what I wanted to give to you was the outline of how the study is going to progress. As I said, we'll start on October 2nd, and that will be a quick overview of what this book means, how we can read it, and some of the difficulties in reading this book, as it is over 100 years old. And the ultimate question that I want us to start this whole study out with was, what does it mean in our lives to follow Christ? A simple question for all of us as Christians. The following week, on the 9th, will be the first face-to-face meeting here at the church. And I will ask you to have read chapters 1 and 2. On the 16th, it will be chapters 3 and 4. On the 23rd, it will be chapters 5 through 8. On the 30th, it will be chapters 9 through 10. On November 6th, it will be chapters 11 and 12. And on November 13th, it will be chapters 13 through 15. Now we will meet here at the church in the fellowship hall on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, starting on October 9th. That will be the first week that you will have to have read chapters 1 and 2. Now, I hope that you'll be able to get this book. You can find it very easily on Amazon. As I said, I will post the link back on Facebook, and the link will also be in the description below. I want that every person in this congregation, that we are all reading this book together. This is a very special book for me. The first time I read it was in my undergraduate classes, and it had a deep and profound impact on how I believed the Christian faith needed to be acted out. This book has transformed the culture of Christianity for over 100 years. It was one of the forerunners of books in the 1960s that produced the movement, the What Would Jesus Do movement. And currently, if the prologue to this version of the book is correct, which I believe it is, even though we don't know exactly how many copies of this book have been sold, a conservative estimate would make it the second best-selling book of all time, behind only the Holy Scriptures. So I encourage you to join us in this group book study. So I encourage you to join us in this group book study so that the entirety of the church can be involved in this amazing piece of literature that teaches us how to be Christian.